Welcome back to the show, everyone. Of course, the Oscars are just around the corner, so we're bringing in the experts, the heavyweights, the real big hitters.
We are, and Patrick Maliha, we'd like to clarify, does not have a hairy chest, contrary to what his face would indicate.
No, that's right.
Well, we were both quite shocked. We saw your picture in the opening credits and just assumed that you were a very hirsute, a hairy, virile.
No, I do not, from here to here.
Nathan?
No, that's...
It's mahogany.
Thank you, Laser.
From the waist down,
let's talk about
shag carpeting. 70s shag carpeting.
Okay, let's talk about the Oscars, shall we?
Oh, yes.
2011.
Is that a euphemism, or are we talking about the Oscars or my Oscar?
We're not talking
the
about...
Academy Award
His
goes to my
golden
wife.
statue goes to... Okay, they were just... they were just announced the other day, all the nominees. Let's go through it. Let's just get this started. Best Supporting Actress, first of all. There's everyone that's in it. You can read along by yourself. Unless, Fiona, would you like to do it in Oscar voice?
Amy Adams in The Fighter. And I'm not going to do the rest, but who is your pick?
My pick is going to be Haley Steinfeld from True Grit. This young lady is absolutely fantastic. True Grit, for those of you who haven't seen, it's
a remake of.
It's a remake of the John Wayne film, in which John Wayne won an Academy Award for Best Actor.
And the dude's in this one.
Yeah, and he's fantastic. I love this movie. I think it's absolutely wonderful. But Haley Steinfeld, she really makes the movie in that when you're watching it, it's as weird as it sounds. As you're watching it, you forget how young she is. And she's just a brilliant actor with an incredible career ahead of her, and she should be rewarded.
You know, I'm embarrassed when I look at the list of nominations. I mean, I have to do better work. I haven't seen a lot of these films.
What do you have, a family and a job or something?
Yeah, apparently. Well, so do you.
So does
and
he.
yet you've seen all these films. I'm slacking.
I'm a very, very poor father, though.
Okay, let's go to Best Supporting Actor. Let's look at the nominees. I'll only say the first one in all of these. Christian Bale in The Fighter.
And for this one, of course, going with John Hawkes for Winter's Bone, I think that it's just...
They're not porn titles. Stop giggling.
That's right. John Hawkes.
John Hawkes for Winter's Bone, only because supporting actress, supporting actor, the Academy tends to give it to people that aren't mainstream. This is where they can be excited and they can have fun. And as weird as it sounds, for Best Actor, Best Actress, they tend to sometimes go based upon body of work. When
that is weird.
When Halle Berry won, it was almost one of those things. They're like, we forgot to give it for the other one.
So but she didn't get nominated this time.
Yeah. So, well, what was she in that she should be nominated for?
It's not out yet.
Well, there you go. Well, what are you, my
Good
mom?
call for
What are you, my mom?
How come there's
Best Actress? Great category this year. Lots of great performances in this. Once again, none of which I have seen, but
wait, let's read the first one. Annette Bening in The Kids Are All Right. You kind of don't know where to put the emphasis there.
Yeah, in The Kids Are All Right.
No, that's too sad.
Oh, all right. Well,
the kids
I'm out.
Are all right.
So what about this one? What do you think?
I think this one is, a lot of people say that they say, well, is Natalie Portman going to get it? Will she, won't she? Will it go to Annette Bening?
She was amazing.
But I have to tell you, Natalie Portman, the world is in love with Natalie Portman right now.
What's not to love?
The fact that she put out a really not very good romantic comedy and it was #1 at the box office.
Have you seen it?
Have you seen it? It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a really good movie.
Mr. Eckford, have you seen The Black Swan?
No, I haven't seen The Black Swan.
No, he was talking about
I was
No
talking
Strings
about the
Attached
rom-com.
with Ashton Kutcher.
Have you seen it?
No, but
it's a great movie. You know what? And,
I saw the trailer. I was like,
I was gonna say not to deviate from what we're gonna do, because I never go on a tangent.
Your suits.
But what I was going to say is that Natalie Portman with No Strings Attached, it's actually one of the very few rom-coms that I truly enjoyed. It was funny, and the trailer doesn't not do it justice in any way whatsoever.
I just have trouble mentally getting over the Ashton Kutcher. Like,
but that's the thing. I was the exact same way.
If she's so good that she can cover for that, then that's impressive.
And in Black Swan, she is fantastic. She gives a brilliant performance. At no point do you watch
Ashton Kutcher's in Black Swan?
He plays the Black Swan.
Yeah, he
actually.
I've heard nothing but rave reviews, including from Miss Forbes, about this movie.
It was amazing. I thought she was amazing, but it'll be interesting to see whether they, well, everybody loves her, so they might. But
you know what? She is this year's it girl. You know how last year was Sandra Bullock? Everybody loved Sandra Bullock, and everybody was in love with Sandra Bullock. This year, it's
except for her husband.
Yeah. Boom!
A year late, but she got there.
I made a funny. Anywho, let's go to Best Actor.
Best Actor.
It seems as if there is a favorite in this category.
Can I try this one?
No, well, if you want to go do the Spanish.
Javier Bardem in Beautiful.
Perfect.
Javier Bardem in Beautiful.
This
the
one,
favorite is your pick.
Yeah, Colin Firth, The King's Speech, just because this is one of those things that people in the business, they watch it, and I know it's going to sound very weird and very bizarre, but as soon as I saw Colin Firth in The King's Speech, I immediately remembered the scene from Tropic Thunder, where Robert Downey Jr., where he says, "Whatever you do, never go full retard. You don't go all the way. Forrest Gump." And he lists all the things like people with afflictions and how they do it. And I'm watching Colin Firth in The King's Speech, and he's stuttering, and I'm just like, Academy Award. And
Anywho.
And everybody was like, what about his skills of acting? To which I said,
no, you never go.
This is something that I wanted to ask you, because Colin Firth...
I'm still married.
is the favorite. Do you like how I just deflect every time? Colin Firth is the favorite. James Franco is hosting the awards with Anne Hathaway. And nominated for 127 hours. A lot of people think that James Franco could take it. No, not a chance? Even though he cut off his arm?
Well, you know what? And that's the thing. That's the only thing that people are talking about in that movie, right?
How many jokes do you think he'll be making on the stage about cutting off his arm?
Oh, he'll do a lot, and all of them will be incredibly unfunny. I can't wait to watch James Franco and Anne Hathaway show why they're brilliant actors, because as people, they're empty vessels. I'm getting an angry email.
James Franco I find charming and funny, but James a total stoner.
Listen,
Anne Hathaway.
I'm going to tell you the truth. James Franco is a charming, delightful guy, and he is a personality, and he is very cool. I'm just saying that because
interesting watching them try and host.
And Anne Hathaway is, you know, like if you were to have a conversation with this glass of water, you may get more interest out of this than Anne.
Ice.
That's right. You just be like, so Anne, how are things going? Your ex-boyfriend's in prison. Wow, I find that fascinating. You're lucky you're attractive.
Before we go to Best Film, I had a pick for Best Film, and I wanted to show it to you.
Okay, what's your pick for Best Film? Here we go. Let's see.
Let's have a look. Now, Patrick,
are you still in love with it, or
as a professional comedian, do you think I have done what people say is beat this joke to death?
Yes.
Oh my God, I just thought of 413 inappropriate things to say right now. I'm leaving them all out.
All of them involved.
Not a single one will be. Not a single one will be said, because I have a family now, and I have to provide for them. So I wish to come back.
All right, Best Film. Let's go.
In getting it back, you can never have too much keyboard cat.
Why are there so many Best Picture nominations?
Because,
are there 20 on
There's 10. And basically what happened was, you know how for a long time people were talking about how the films that got nominated were not blockbusters.
Yeah, they weren't indicative of the will of the people.
Exactly. And the Academy was like, well, but these are the best movies. And people were like, well, I didn't go to see them because movies are so expensive. People, when they want to see a movie, they know they want to enjoy it. Yeah. So they're not going to take a risk.
So the Best Film category is a marketing ploy?
And exactly. So the Academy said, how can we get movies that are mainstream involved? Like Inception has no chance of winning.
None.
Yeah. Even though
they hate Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Even though Inception is a great movie.
I was going to say
Christopher Nolan. I can't believe he didn't get nominated for Best Director, which is
an incredible film.
It's a great movie. It's fun to watch. It's enjoyable.
He didn't
it's
get
rewatchable.
Nominated for Batman. He didn't get nominated for this. They hate. They hate.
For whatever reason, they're not into Christopher Nolan. But that said, I think, in my opinion, and I said this as soon as I saw the movie, The Social Network will win Best Motion Picture.
Really?
Because, do you want to hear my theory?
I want to hear the because. Now I'm intrigued.
Tune in next week when Patrick explains why.
Win the best film.
No, The Social Network will win because it is plugged into the zeitgeist of what is happening in this world right now. 30 years from now.
What the hell does zeitgeist mean? I'm kidding.
Listen, Fiona, you're not going to be pretty forever. Start reading. People at home are like, so rude. Meanwhile, Fiona's thinking, Patrick thinks I'm pretty.
Anywho, Patrick Maliha, contrary to what you may think, is a comedian. And if you'd like to see
Hold
him,
on, let me finish my
time.
I don't think you're allowed to finish anymore.
What?
I think we've seen your zeitgeist.
I was going to say.
Don't look at me with those eyes.
I know. It affects certain lady parts.
Go!
So, anyway. So, it's my curse and my crown. So,
5,
I feel
4.
that The Social Network will be much like Easy Rider was, in that you can still watch it today, 30, 40 years later, and know exactly what the mentality was of America at the time. You know where they were, what was happening. And 30 or 40 years from now, you will watch The Social Network and you'll know exactly what was going on in the world, how people were thinking, what it was like to be alive then, and that's why it deserves to win the Academy Award.
We'll see how you do, Patrick Maliha. You can go to Patrick's website to find out about all his comedy shows coming up at Frederico's and also at the Comedy Mix and also at Darby's.
Very nice, Mr. Maliha.
March the 8th, we've got Canadian funny man Mike McDonald at Darby's.
He's funny, but stop talking.
People are screaming at me in my ear to get you to shut up right now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Vanessa Richmond joining us, pop culture critic for Global TV and CKNW.
Oh my God!
All kinds of subjects.
I always forget this part. Get off my feet! What is that?